Minasan. Today we have some photos of Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger to look at, and the first one we're gonna take a look is the Ohsama the King Kuwagata Ranger. It is the Silver Ranger of the series, and let me tell you one thing when we look at the photo immediately is that the sword is very different from the one that we actually saw the other rangers actually use. If you take a closer look at the sword itself, you don't actually get to see like there's like a the bee butt there, and then there's kind of like a tombow hook that you can actually jingle, something like that. This entire sword is a very simplified version of the sword that the other ranger actually used, and I actually love the design of this sword compared to the one we actually saw the ranger use, because it is less complicated. I believe there is only like one Kuwagata like horn for you to actually snap, and then you can actually immediately henshin to the ranger already. You don't need to flick all the 5 switches and then follow and then end it off with the huge flick of that Kuwagata horn once again for you to activate the henshin. I really love the color scheme of this Silver Ranger as well. For some reason they actually make it looks really sexy, like the black tint and the gold tint of that they actually give this ranger suit. It really fit well with the overall design of the suit itself. But who is the user, who is the ranger behind the mask? And I felt like a lot of us is gonna speculate that this is gonna be Rakles, and I felt like you are not wrong, because Rakles is the only powerhouse right now, the only other king that has not actually managed to henshin at all. Gira is not a king, he is kind of like a fugitive right now, so we are not sure what is the future gonna hold for him. But we now know that Rakles actually have this golden sword sitting in his throne room. So maybe after what happened to Rita actually said that, hey Gira, you are not a fugitive, I deem you free to roam the entire world once again. You are not a fugitive anymore, like no one can actually kidnap you, and no one can actually capture you, no one can sentence you to death, execute you or whatsoever. Rakles is gonna lose his mind. Is like, F this shit, I'm gonna do this myself, you know, kind of like Thanos shit. And then he just kind of like henshin and beat the shit out of Gira, something like that, so that he can actually claim back the control of the Kuwagata Ohsama itself. But when every single time when we saw a new ranger, one thing we need to think about is that what is the Zord gonna be for this Kuwagata or Kuwagata itself. So I will say a lot of us is gonna expect or assume that this all Kuwagata Ohsama is gonna use the rest of the greater guardian deity, the Kabutan, the Sasori, and also the Bata. So if this one ranger, if this one Silver Ranger uses all these 3 greater guardian deity to actually fuse together to create one major Megazord, it is, don't you think it's a little bit too fast that we are actually getting this information? Like, this is only like what, episode 5 into the series, and now we are already getting teased of a new ranger and a new Megazord. That is way too fast. And so what I'm thinking right now is that yes, we are still gonna get the Silver Ranger, but the Megazord that the Silver Ranger is gonna use is not gonna be the greater guardian deity, but instead it is gonna be a battle between the possession of the Kuwagon, of the god Kuwagata itself. So maybe when Rakles is able to overpower Gira in the claim of Kuwagata Ohsama, and no, in the god Kuwagata, he is able to take control of the god Kuwagata. But if he didn't manage to overpower Gira, then he will have to use one of the greater guardian deity, because we know that all of the greater guardian deity actually belongs to Rakles itself. But then again, I could actually be wrong. Okay, so with that being said, this is the first photo that we're gonna see today. Let me move on to the second photo, which is this really cute photo of a plushie of a Yeti plushie, and all of us would assume that this is actually Rita's plushie. So this is a kind of like a confirmation that she is indeed a she. Okay, a lot of us, not a lot of us, I am not part of the problem here, but a lot of people on the internet seems to be wanting to drill kind of like an agenda into the series, like, hey, the gender is not confirmed, something like that. So but it's kind of like sending a little bit of mixed message. I would say, like, there are people who like bash wokeism, and then there are people that, how come there's no wokeism, something like that. But hey, man, let us just enjoy what has been presented to us. You have been watching Super Sentai. If you are a big fan of Super Sentai and you are watching Super Sentai for so many years and you never complain of wokeism inside of Super Sentai, don't start right now, okay? We don't need it to change, okay? Like, if the formula is perfect, just roll with it. We don't need any political agenda. We don't need any like minor little detail or subtle message to be in the story. All we need is a good freaking story that it revolve around the Rangers and revolve around the war that they're actually in. Okay, so with that being said, I'm really glad that we actually get to see Rita with a plushie. It means that she is actually, outward appearance is a cold ice queen, but inside she is just a little soft girl, you know, like maybe her parents die young and she was forced to take control of the country since a very young age. Okay, and in order for her to become the absolute law, the absolute judge, the absolute justice system of this entire war that they are in, like, she needs to be, in a sense, like, she needs to present herself as someone that is ruthless and very just. Like, she needs to show the people that she is not someone that can be easily messed with, and that is why she actually hide her face. Maybe not because that she looks out cold on the outside, but because she couldn't maintain a poker face. Okay, maybe that is the secret. She couldn't maintain a poker face, and that is why she felt like there's a need for her to hide her face, because if she couldn't hide her poker face, then people would actually see that, hey, this girl is weak or something like that. So she decided to hide her face, and we also know that she's gonna have a plushie. Okay, so well, hopefully we get to see some really cute and adorable scene from Rita. We know that Toei is trying to market her as like the waifu of the waifu, the fan favorite of the show. Even in the opening song, we actually get to see her standing in front of Kira, man. Like, that is really insane, and I just love her. Every single thing about her is amazing. Like, even her assistant, is amazing as well, by the way. Like, have you take a closer look at her assistant. Like, if without her white hair, her real actress face, subarashi. Okay, so with that being said, let me move on to the next photo we are gonna talk about today, and that is the legend King-Ohger. We actually get to see this hinted at us in the latest episode of Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger episode 4. We actually get to see kind of like a silhouette of it. Like, we got the full armor of the god Kabuto, the Sasori on the right hand, and then we got the Bata on the chest piece itself. So this is the legendary King-Ohger, the full power of King-Ohger itself. So for those who haven't watched the latest episode of Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger, what the hell are you actually doing here watching this video? But we know, based on the latest episode of Ohsama Sentai, is that this the three greater guardian deity actually once belongs to the King-Ohger itself. It is part of King-Ohger, but they actually abandoned humanity, and that is why we don't actually consider them as a part of the King-Ohger family, something like that. But this looks really amazing. I can't wait to actually see. Maybe hopefully we are gonna see a combination between the god Kabuto and the god Sasori and also god Bata. They are able to fuse together and form their own Megazord. That is gonna be so much interesting for us to see, rather than a really deck out King-Ohger. Okay, so with that being said, that is pretty much it from me today in this episode of, I don't know what to actually call this, but just some information regarding Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger. Hope you enjoy. If you learn anything new, let me know in the comment section below. If you don't learn anything new at all, let me know in the comment section below as well. But that is all from me. Hope you enjoy. If you like what you see, you know what to do. Click that subscribe button, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye.